Hi guys, welcome to another movie crew review. Today we'll be reviewing Wicked.
The movie stars Cnythia, Erivo, Ariana Grande, Michelle Yeoh, and Jeff Goldblum.
Based on the Broadway hit musical starting in 2003, we follow Glinda the Good and Elphaba, the Wicked Witch of the West, as they meet in the Shiz University. We see the origin story of these two witches and how they came to be in this part 1 of 2. So we're going to get into the review today, and Moon is going to take us away.
Alrighty, so I'm not a musical person by any means, but I can't believe I'm gonna say this. I had fun. I had a good time. Alright, yeah. So everyone was okay. I'm not gonna comment on the music, but I'm not like too much into it. So I'm gonna comment on the other stuff. The acting was really good, and Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba, how do you say?
Elphaba?
Elphaba, yep. She was really good, but surprisingly, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. Ariana Grande really killed it. She was fabulous. She was quirky and she was bratty in the beginning, and even for the emotional side, she did a great job. I was really surprised. I watched her for I think it was a Cinderella movie, because I heard it was so bad, so I just watched it for the fun of it, and she was really bad in that. So she has improved a lot. And this movie is really long. Like, it is first part, and we're not from getting from point A to B, it took forever, and we're not there yet. So I don't know. I'm gonna watch the other one, but yeah, I still had a good time. Yeah. Cameron?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a musical lover. I do go out and see musicals in the theatre, and I have seen Wicked a long time ago. And this movie looked amazing. I think if you take price out of it, but if you have to put it in, like, you can see they didn't spare any penny making the way it looks. Like, I was fully immersed. I felt like I was in the land of Oz. I thought all the set designs were beautiful, and the music was top notch. I think vocally everyone hit their notes. I don't think there was a weak link in the singing at all. And as opposed to Moon, I wasn't really surprised that Ariana Grande did a great job, because she has a musical background, and that character reminds me a little bit of the Victoria's character she did, but obviously it's a bit more fine-tuned in this movie with a lot more emotion. But yeah, she really stole the show for me, and so did Cynthia. I think their chemistry really worked well, and it really helped move along in the movie. But like Moon said, I think the runtime, even for me, was a lot to take in. I did feel myself feeling a bit lethargic about it, and I'm just like, it was a bit of a grind to come through. But I tell you what, it looked stunning. It was bright colours all the time, and then yeah, just the singing was phenomenal, and just the standout song for me was Loathing. I think they shot that perfectly. That's my favourite song from the musical, and I think I had the most fun during that song. And yeah, John?
Yeah, so I've seen the musical a few times now. So I saw it in Broadway and recently here in Australia. So I enjoyed the Broadway musical, so I thought I would enjoy the film, and I have. I really found the acting quite well done for all the characters. I enjoyed Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. They did a really good job and had great chemistry. So it's nice to see when it looks more natural on screen, the actual chemistry between your two leads. And the singing just from all the characters was fantastic. So I know it was all filmed live on set, so it wasn't as such a recorded and then done post with music. It was all done live at that time. So I found it quite good, quite interesting, and I really did enjoy the Michelle Yeoh character. She did a nice job. So pretty much the film follows the hits of the musical, but to be honest, the runtime is a bit long. So 2 hours, 40 minutes, take credits off, and that's pretty much all you can take off. You're still about like 2:30. When the musical is only about a 3-hour runtime, you're only act 1 really of the 2-act musical. And the thing I look, I don't know because I haven't seen the second one and I won't for another year. But the thing that concerns me is when I saw the musical both times, the best stuff happens in the first act, and then the second act is always the cleaning up and the explanations. It's got a lot of Easter eggs for people who like The Wizard of Oz, the film from 1939 and the book. So it didn't have the greatest music in that act, so that's a tiny bit of a concern for me coming forward. But the music was great. There was a good cameo in the Emerald City with Christian Chenoweth and Dina Menzel. So I think that it gives a bit of fan service to the people who like the musical, and I don't really have much complaints. I also liked Jeff Goldblum. He's the wizard, so he's pretty much just Jeff Goldblum, which is great because I love Jeff Goldblum. So, you know, when he comes and he's like, and pretty much, to be honest with you, if you watch the start when the guy's singing with his magic elixir and you listen for Jeff Goldblum, it pretty much gives you what's going to happen in the second half. So if they picked anybody else to play that character or put any voice in, it would have hit it perfectly. But because they had Jeff Goldblum, it gives it away. I watched the musical and I didn't get it, but then as soon as I saw this, I thought, I know what's going to happen here. I know. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a great watch. The singing was great. Just everything was perfect. There was a few times where the musical numbers ended and I was wanting to clap, like when you're in the theatre, because that's how good it was and that's how the songs ended. It just made me want to clap, and then you think, oh, you're in the cinema. But yeah, fantastic musical, great adaptation. So yeah.
Yeah, I think what they did with the runtime, I think they had to really hone in on the musical because it's so beloved. They didn't want to miss anything, but they had to add the film aspect on top.
Yeah.
Because usually when they adapt a musical to a film, some songs get cut and they tie it in with actual script writing. Whereas this movie, I felt they just added on top, which made it feel a bit more dragged out. Because when they went to see The Wizard, there was a lot of talking, and I actually, for a minute there, I thought, oh, we haven't heard a song in a while, and then boom, they hit you with the song. But it actually, it felt like a real movie in that period of time. But then, yeah, I think that's what its detriment is what Wicked lovers would love. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand what you mean. It's one of those. It's a hard fight. It's a hard line to toe when you're talking about who you're going to please. I think if you're a fan of the musical, this would be the fantastic best thing. Yeah. 3 hours of Wicked and then another 3 hours to come. It's it'd be great. But I mean, in terms of a musical, it starts to push on the dragging it out, if that makes sense. Because when I watched the musical, I thought at some point, especially in the second half, it's mainly the second act where it drags out. So I'm hoping that it doesn't drag out. I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of reprises of songs from this half, but they at least made all of the songs long enough and give you enough context to get over what they're trying to do. So I enjoyed that bit, but I understand what you mean. They, just sprinkle a bit on top and that pushes out the runtime.
Yeah.
Which, makes sense, but, it could have always been drawn in or, tough choices been made. But I know it's hard. You can't really cut songs. People expecting all their favourites and things like that. So it makes it a bit difficult. Yeah. So, yeah.
I really enjoyed Michelle Yeoh, though. It was good to see her after Everything Everywhere.
Yeah, well, I think she was actually she did Everything Everywhere All at Once, because this has been going since 2021, started 2021. So she did that film, came straight on to this.
Yeah.
So she hadn't won an Oscar or anything.
So they chose her before.
So they chose her before she was an Oscar winner and before the film came out and was big. So it wasn't like if that made sense. They chose her because she was a big name. Pretty much, as they call it, celebrity casting for this film was Jeff Goldblum. That was their celebrity.
I really thought Ariana Grande would be that, but she was really fantastic.
Yeah, she was. She did great, and even the singing, she sounds like Christian Chenoweth, if that makes sense. When she sings, not so much when she talks, but when she sings, and you listen to the original soundtrack, you can hear the voices so similar. It's not going to leave you disappointed. The voices they just hone in on it great, and you've got all the hits, and they haven't mucked up with the sound and tried to remaster it or any stupid things like that. So they've just done a nice musical, done it well, a lot of practical things, and yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to give our scores.
Yep.
Moon, how many Emerald Cities out of 10?
I'll give it 7 Emerald Cities out of 10.
John?
I'm going to give it 9 Emerald Cities out of 10.
I'm going to give it 8 Emerald Cities out of 10. All right, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, check out our socials, and we'll catch you on the next one. Ciao.